The night is heavy with silence. A storm brews, not in the skies, but in the hearts of men. Whispers of betrayal crawl through the shadows, and the weight of destiny presses down on every soul. A question lingers in the darkness. What if the fate of one man could shatter the world? And rebuild it in the streets of Jerusalem are restless. Torches flicker in the narrow alleys, their flames dancing against stone walls, as if even the light itself trembles in fear of what is to come. Crowds gather, voices raised not in unity, but in division. Some cry out with hope, calling Jesus the Messiah, the long-awaited Savior. Others spit his name with anger, branding him a threat, a liar, a danger to their fragile order. And yet, amid the rising noise, he walks, calm, steady, untouched by the chaos swirling around him. His eyes hold a quiet strength, a strength that unsettles the mighty and comforts the broken. To some, his presence is a promise. To others, it is a warning. But behind the veil of loyalty, cracks begin to form. A friend's glance lingers too long, filled with conflict. The weight of silver glimmers in secret hands. Betrayal is not a blade from the enemy. It is the kiss of a friend. And already the seed has been planted. The disciples sense the shift, though they cannot name it. Fear settles in their chests like stone. They know something is coming. The city breathes differently tonight, as if holding its breath before the storm. Roman banners ripple in the wind. Soldiers sharpen their spears. Leaders whisper in guarded rooms. And in the heart of it all stands one man, a carpenter from Nazareth, who carries on his shoulders the weight of eternity. The question is not if he will be taken. It is when, and the answer is closer. The garden is quiet, but the silence feels alive. Moonlight slips through the twisted branches of Gethsemane, painting the ground in silver and shadow. Here, away from the crowds, the battle begins, not with swords, but with the weight of surrender. Jesus kneels, his forehead pressed to the earth, his voice trembling as he whispers, "Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me." But even as his heart cries out, his resolve hardens. The struggle is not against Rome. It is not against the high priests. It is against the crushing burden of destiny itself. His hands tremble not with fear of death, but with the pain of what his sacrifice will demand. Separation, loneliness, and a silence so deep it will echo through eternity. Meanwhile, shadows move closer. Judas, once a friend, now walks with purpose, his steps echoing louder than the chants of the restless city. The glimmer of 30 silver coins weighs heavy in his pocket, each one a reminder of the choice he cannot undo. The torchlight of soldiers follows behind him, their armor clinking like chains dragging across stone. Inside the city, whispers coil around every corner. Priests scheme in hushed tones, their eyes gleaming with both fear and power. "Better one man die for the people," they murmur, blind to the prophecy they fulfill. In taverns and streets, rumors spread like wildfire. Some believe he will rise to power, others demand his end. And his disciples? They wait, restless, torn between faith and fear. Peter grips his sword too tightly, his knuckles white, while Thomas cannot quiet the doubts screaming inside his mind. Every heartbeat draws them closer to the breaking point, closer to the moment when loyalty will be tested, and courage will crumble. The night is not calm. The night is a battlefield, and the first strike is about to fall, than anyone dares to. The air grows heavier, as if creation itself feels the sorrow of what is coming. In the stillness, the world seems to pause, caught between two breaths. And there, at the center of it all, Jesus stands, carrying a burden no one else can see, no one else can bear. His face reflects both pain and peace, as though he has already stepped into tomorrow's suffering. Around him, his closest friends falter. Some cannot keep their eyes open, their weariness blinding them to the hour of greatest need. Others pace the shadows, torn between staying near and fleeing the danger they sense pressing in. Every heartbeat seems louder now. Every flicker of torchlight a reminder that time is running out. The sky holds no storm, yet the night feels electric. The garden breathes with unease. A single drop of sweat falls from his brow, thick, red, and heavy, like blood itself. It is not the pain of whips or nails he dreads. It is the weight of the world's sins pressing down upon him. Guilt not his own. Shame he never earned. Darkness that does not belong to him. All of it gathers, ready to crush him. Far off, the city does not sleep. The temple courts stir with plotting. Roman guards shift their weapons. Leaders rehearse their accusations. The pieces of the plan fall into place with cruel precision. And yet none of them understand the cost. None of them see the silent war waged in the garden, where surrender is the only victory. He lifts his face to heaven, his voice breaking through the silence, steady and resolute. Not my will, but yours be done. With those words, the decision is sealed. There is no turning back. The path of suffering is chosen, and it is a road he will walk alone. The fate of the world rests on a choice made in the shadows. And in that choice, everything changes. The stillness shatters. A flood of torchlight cuts through the garden, soldiers' boots striking the earth like war drums. The silence of prayer is drowned by the clash of metal and the murmur of betrayal. At their front walks Judas, his face pale, his steps unshaken. He does not carry a sword, he carries something sharper, a kiss. The disciples jolt awake, fear igniting like fire. Peter's hand finds the hilt of his blade, anger burning hotter than wisdom. A soldier steps forward and steel flashes in the night. For one heartbeat, chaos reigns, cries of pain, the rush of feet, the flare of torches. But even here, even now, Jesus speaks not with fear, but with calm. Enough. His words cut deeper than any weapon, silencing the storm around him. The soldiers advance, chains glinting in the moonlight. They do not see a king, they see a criminal. They do not see a savior, they see a threat. And yet the man they seize does not resist. He offers no fight, only surrender. The weight of the moment hangs heavy, pressing on the hearts of his followers. Some scatter into the darkness. Others freeze in terror. Loyalty, once sworn with fire, melts into the shadows of fear. Judas steps closer, his lips brushing the cheek of the one he betrays. The kiss is gentle, almost tender, but it carries the power of destruction. Heaven weeps, though the night sky remains still. In that single act, prophecy unfolds. The sound fades. The clamor of soldiers, the shouts of the disciples, even the clinking of chains, all slip into silence. Only one truth remains, echoing like thunder in the soul. This is not the end. This is the beginning. And as he is led away under the cover of night, the world tilts on its axis. The fate of every soul has just been sealed in the garden. By choice, by surrender, by love. The night swallows him, torches fading into the distance as chains rattle against the silence. For the disciples, hope feels shattered, scattered like glass across the ground. The man who calmed seas now walks bound like a criminal. The hands that healed the sick now strain against iron cuffs. The voice that called the dead to life now falls silent beneath the weight of accusation. But the story is not finished. This darkness is not the end. It is the doorway. Every step he takes toward trial, toward suffering, toward the cross, is a step written long before time began. The rulers believe they hold power. The soldiers believe they command the moment. Yet in truth, the fate of heaven and earth is being carried willingly by a man who chooses surrender, not defeat. The camera lingers on one image, the empty garden. The ground still wet with his prayers. A broken branch from the struggle. A trail of footprints fading into the city gates. The world does not yet understand what has begun, but history itself has shifted. A voice rises, steady, haunting, final. His fate will break you, but his love will save you. Black screen. The words blaze across the dark. The Chosen, Season 6. Silence. Then the faint sound of a heartbeat, fading to nothing. The garden lies silent once more, but silence is not peace. The air still carries the memory of betrayal, the echo of chains, the sting of a kiss that split history in two. A place once filled with prayer now breathes with absence. The moon still watches, but it cannot tell the story of what has just passed. The ground holds the weight of his footsteps, yet he is gone. In the city, torches flare. Doors slam. The whispers of men grow into shouts, accusations carried on the night wind. The trial has not yet begun, but the verdict has already been written in hardened hearts. Power clings to power. Fear clings to control. And all the while, destiny unfolds without hesitation. The disciples scatter, their courage broken. Peter hides in the shadows, torn between following and fleeing. John lingers at a distance, his heart pounding with grief. And Judas wanders into the darkness with silver that burns his hands, each coin a reminder that some choices cannot be undone. Yet even here, even now, something greater stirs. In the silence of the night, heaven holds its breath. Angels look on, not with surprise but with awe. For this is the moment creation has waited for. A king who does not fight back. A savior who chooses surrender. A lamb led not by force, but by love. The screen fades to black. A heartbeat returns, slow, steady, unshaken. Over it, a whisper like prophecy. This is not defeat. This is destiny. The words burn onto the darkness. The night is finished, but the story is only beginning. The chains are tight. The verdict is certain, and the cross already waits in the distance. Yet hidden within the darkness is a truth no soldier, no ruler, no betrayer can erase. This is not the fall of a man. It is the rising of a kingdom. Every tear shed tonight will water the ground of tomorrow's hope. Every step he takes in silence will thunder louder than empires. Every wound he suffers will break hearts, yet mend souls. And though his fate looks like an ending, it is the doorway into eternity. The world believes it has won. Rome believes it has silenced a rebel. The priests believe they have removed a threat. But history will prove them blind. For what they call defeat, heaven calls victory. What they see as death, creation will soon know as life. The screen holds still, dark, heavy, unrelenting. Then slowly a faint light breaks across the horizon. Not yet dawn, but the promise of it. Over the silence, a voice speaks. Firm, unshakable, eternal. This is the fate that will break you, and the love that will save you. The music swells, rising, trembling, unstoppable. The title crashes onto the screen in blinding light. The Chosen, Season 6, Episode 1. Trailer fade to black. One final sound lingers, 3 nails striking wood. Then silence.